こんにちは、What's up? で、今回はですね、まあこれも昨日のマイクが入ってなかったせいでやり直しの、ライブなんですけど、まあ音読のライブをまたやろうかなという話ですよ。まあ2ヶ月前ぐらいはやってたんですけど、音読ライブ。でも最近っていうかまあ再開してからトイックとか英検の勉強終わってね、再開してからやってなかったんで、まあ、久しぶりにやろうかなっていう意味でね、昨日やったんですけど、これもまあこのライブはマイク入ってなくてダメだったっていうね。で、そうちょっとその音読ライブについてちょっと変わったっていうか変更点がありまして、まあ何かっつうとですね、その読む音読の内容を音読するテキストが僕はずっとその中学とか高校の教科書読んでたんですけど、もともとなんか著作権的に危ないかなっていう部分がありまして、であとその一番最後のライブのコメントでその僕が音読してる内容をその画面に出してくれると嬉しいですみたいなコメントがあったんですよ。でその当時は画面にこうやって今はねこうやってこの LINE アットとかさ、こういう音読ライブとかこの下のねローアサードとかさ出してますけど、その当時はねそういうのもできなかったし、その著作権的にもともとね音読でやばかったんで、画面に出すとね絶対やべえだろうと思ったんで、著作権フリーのロイヤリティフリーのものはないかということで、今回からここに出てますけど、The Wealth of Nations っていう、本ですね。で国富論です。で社会でねやったことある人いると思うんですけど、なんつったかな、アダム・スミスの国富論を、あの人とっくに死んじゃってるんで著作権フリーじゃないですか。だから他にもいろいろなんか著作権フリーでなんか何がいいかなと思ったんだけど、とりあえずこれでいいかと思って、だからそれをね、今回から音読していこうと思います。でこれはね Kindle で無料でダウンロードできるんで、僕はこれから読むのもね無料でダウンロードしたやつなんで、それを皆さんも Kindle のアプリダウンロードして、この本もね無料でダウンロードできるんで、それをすればね僕はどこを読んでるかっていうのを見れるんで、そのスクリプトを見ながら僕の音読の発音を聞けるんで、そういう意味でもいいかなと思います。いいね BGM ね。ちょっとね BGM 使うのも初めてなんで、いろいろ試しながらですから、こういうなんかごちゃごちゃしたのもね、そういう感じでやっていこうと思います。でも前回と変わらず、質問とかなんかコメントがあれば、それになんか答えつつやりたいと思いますけど、なければただ単に僕が音読するだけのね話になりますと、そういう感じですって感じで、昨日何か話したかな他に。そんな感じでいいっすかね。結局見てる人いないんだけどね今ね。始めます。そういう感じで。Chapter 1 of the Division of Labor。昨日と同じとこ読みます。聞こえてなかったんで、結構30分ぐらい、ライブの時間は30分ぐらい言ってたんですけど、昨日と同じところまで読みます。また。途中から読んでもね、これ見てる人は、ってなるからね。はい。The greatest improvements in the productive powers of labor and the greater power of the skill, dexterity, and judgment with which it is anywhere directed or applied seem to have been the effects of the division of labor. The effects of the division of labor in the general business of society will be most easily understood by considering in what manner it operates in some particular manufacturers. It is commonly supposed to be carried furthest in some very free-flowing ones. Not perhaps that it really is carried further in them than in others of more importance, but in those trifling manufactures which are destined to supply the small wants of but a small number of people, the whole number of workmen must necessarily be small, and those employed in every different branch of the work can often be collected into the same workhouse and placed at one under the view of the spectator. In those great manufactures, on the contrary, which are destined だよねこれ。昨日もね、この単語俺よく知らないんだよね。Adjective of a person's future regarded as developing as through though according to a pre-existing plan. よくわかんないですね。日本語の意味は definition no definition found なんで役に立たないですね。これだったらいいのか。ダウンロードに時間がかかるってね。色味がちょっと違う昨日と。もうこのカメラがさ、他のなんかセッティングは保存されるんですけど、カラーってホワイトバランスだけ毎回リセットされちゃうんですよ。だから毎回ね、設定するっていう。こんぐらいだね。青っぽかったね、今まで。こんぐらいの方がいいや。ね。こんぐらいの方がよくない？カラーリング。出ました。ダウンロードされました。destined 運命にある、受ける、結果などを受ける運命にある、職業などにつく運命にあるだって。destined to supply the great wants of the great body of those people. Every different branch of the work employs so great a number of workmen that it is impossible to collect them all into the same workhouse. We can seldom see more at one time than those employed in one single branch, though in such manufactures, therefore, the work may really be divided into a much greater number of parts than in those of a great trifling nature. The division is not near so obvious and has accordingly been much less observed. To take an example, therefore, from a very trifling manufacture, but one in which the division of labor has been very often taken notice of, the trade of a pin maker, a workman not educated to this business, which the division of labor has rendered a distinct trade, nor acquired with the use of the machinery employed in it, to the invention of which the same division of labor has probably given occasion, could scarce 発音がな scarce ですね多分perhaps with his utmost industry make one pin a day, and certainly could not make 20, but in the way in which this business is now carried on, not only the whole work is a peculiar trade, but it is divided into a number of branches, of which the greater part are likewise peculiar trades. One man draws out the wire, another straights it, a third cuts it, a fourth points it, a fifth grinds it. At the top for receiving the head. To make the head requires 2 or 3 distinct operations. To put it on is a peculiar business. To whiten the pins is another. It is even a trade by itself to put them into the paper, and the important business of making a pin is, in this manner, divided into about 18 distinct operations, which in some manufactories are all performed by distinct hands, though in others are though 昨日もそうなんだよね。though するって読んじゃってね。In others the same man will sometimes perform 2 or 3 of them. I've seen a small manufactory of this kind where 10 men only were employed, and where some of them consequently performed 2 or 3 distinct operations, but though they were very poor, and therefore but indifferently accommodated with the necessary machinery, they could, when they exerted themselves, make among them about 12 pounds of pins in a day. There in a pound upwards of 4,000 pins of middling size. Those 10 persons therefore could make among them upwards of 48,000 pins in a day, each person therefore making a 10th part of 48,000 pins, might be considered as making 4,800 pins in a day. But if they had all, これ昨日わかんない。wrote 古いワークのワークって働くね。働くの過去分詞形だって。へえ。知らねえよね。やっぱさすが古いだけあるよね、国富論ってね。へえ。面白。wrote へえってことらしいですね。wrote separately and independently, and without any of them having been educated to this peculiar business, they certainly could not each of them have made 20, perhaps not 1 pin in a day. That is certainly not the 240th, perhaps not the 4,800th part of what they are at present capable of performing, in consequence of a proper division and combination of their different operations. In every other art and manufacture, the effects of the division of labor are similar to what they are in this very trifling one, though in many of them their labor can neither be so much subdivided. これ発音がね、やっぱね、読み方。subdivided だね。subdivide だそうです。divide something into smaller parts です。Here, subdivided, no reduced to so great a simplicity of operation. The division of labor, however, so far as it can be introduced, occasions in every art are proportionable increase of the productive powers of labor. The separation of different trades and employments from one another seems to have taken place in consequence of this advantage. This separation too is generally carried furthest in those countries which enjoy the highest degree of industry and improvement. What is the work of one man in a rude state of society, being generally that of several in an improved one. In every improved society, the farmer is generally nothing but a farmer, the manufacturer nothing but a manufacturer, The labor too, which is necessary to produce any one complete manufacture, is almost always divided among a great number of hands. How many different trades are employed in each branch of the lining? これも昨日あったんだけどね。忘れちゃったね。Linen だって。Stone cloth made. Linen and woolen manufactures from the growers of the flax and the wool to the bleachers and smoothers of the linen, or to the dyers and dressers of the cloth. The nature of agriculture indeed does not admit of so many subdivisions of labor, nor of so complete a separation of one business from another. As manufacturers, it is impossible to separate so entirely the business of the grazier from that of the confarmer, as the trade of the carpenter is commonly separated from that of the smith. The spinner is almost always a distinct person from the weaver, but the plowman, the harrower なんかね、日本帰ってきてからアメリカアクセント強くなったなって感じしますね、やっぱね。やっぱね、アメリカ英語聞く機会あるとそうなるよね。出てこねえし、ハローは。ハロー。ハロー。パパパパパ。まあ適当で、その辺は。However, the so これもね、俺ね、いつもね、混ざる。Sower of the seed and the reaper of the corn are often the same. The occasions for those different sorts of labor returning with the different seasons of the year. It is impossible that one man should be constantly employed in any one of them. This impossibility of making so complete and entire separation of all the different branches of labor employed in agriculture is perhaps the reason why the improvement of the productive power of labor in this art does not always keep pace with their improvement in manufactures. The most opulent nations indeed generally excel all their neighbors in agriculture as well as in manufactures, but they are commonly more distinguished by their superiority in the latter than the former. Their lands are in general better cultivated and having more labor and expense bestowed upon them, produce more in proportion to the extent and natural fertility of the ground. But this superiority of produce is seldom much more than in proportion to the superiority of labor and expense. In agriculture, the labor of the rich country is not always much more productive than that of the poor, or at least it is never so much more productive as it commonly is in manufactures. The corn of the rich country therefore will not always, in the same degree of goodness, come cheaper to market than that of the poor. The corn of Poland in the same degree of goodness is as cheap as that of France, notwithstanding the superior opulence and improvement of the latter country. The corn of France is in the corn provinces fully as good and in most years nearly about the same price with the corn of England, though in opulence and improvement France is perhaps inferior to England. 何にもコメントないですね。びっくりするぐらい。人も来ないしね。いや、何なんだろうね。こんな文句言ってもどうにもなんないんだけどね。悲しいよね。悲しいんですよ。 何もないと。一人でやんの。録画で見てる人、来てくださいよ。いやー。The cornlands of England, however, are better cultivated than those of France, and the cornlands of France are said to be much better cultivated than those of Poland. But though the poor country, notwithstanding the inferiority of its cultivation, can in some measure rival the rich in the cheapness and goodness of its corn, it can pretend to no such competition in its manufactures, at least if those manufactures suit the soil, climate and situation of the rich country. The silks of France are better and cheaper than those of England, because the silk manufacture, at least under the present high duties upon the importation of raw silk, does not so well suit the climate of England as that of France, but the hardware of the coarse woolens of England are beyond all comparison superior to those of France, and much cheaper too. In the some degree of goodness in Poland there are said to be scarce any manufactures of any kind. A few of those coarser household manufactures accepted, without which no country can well subsist. 昨日ここまで読んだんだけどな。もうちょっと時間あるから先まで読むか。やっぱ2回目の方がね、まあある程度はなんかうまく読めますよね、スラスラ。This great increase in the quantity of work, which in consequence of the division of labor, the same number of people are capable of performing, is owing to three different circumstances. First, to the increase of dexterity in every particular workman. Secondly, to the saving of the time, which is commonly lost in passing from one species of work to another. And lastly, to the invention of a great number of machines, which facilitate and abridge って何？ abridge かな？ abridge だね。いいだね。To make a book, play, or piece of writing shorter by removing details and information that is not important. まあ、添削みたいなもんですね、だからね。いらないとこカットと。abridge labor and enable one man to do the work of many. First, the improvement of the dexterity of the workman necessarily increases the quantity of the work he can perform, and the division of labor by reducing every man's business to some one simple operation, and by making this operation the sole employment of his life, necessarily increases very much the dexterity of the workman. A common smith who, though accustomed to handle the hammer, has never been used to make nails. If upon some particular occasion he is obliged だと思うんだけど obliged だった obliged to attempt it, will scarce, I'm assured, be able to above 200 or 300 nails in a day, and those too very bad ones. A smith who has been accustomed to make nails, but whose sole and principal business has not been that of a nailer, can seldom with his utmost diligence make more than 800 or 1,000 nails in a day. I've seen several boys under 20 years of age who had never exercised any other trade but that of making nails, and who, when they exerted themselves, could make each of them upwards of 2,000 2,300 nails in a day. The making of a nail, however, is by no means one of the simplest operations. The same person blows the bellows, stirs or mends the fire, as there is occasion, heats the iron and forges every part of the nail. In forging the head, too, he is obliged to change his tools, the different operations into which the making of a pin or of a mental button is subdivided 忘れますよね。まあそういうもんですよ。勉強って。愛でしたね。Subdivided are all of them much more simple, and the dexterity of the person of whose life it has been the sole business to perform them is usually much greater. The rapidity with which some of the operations of those manufactures are performed exceeds what the human hand could, by those who had never seen them, be supposed capable of acquiring. って感じでもういいかな、終わりだ今日。コメント何にもつかんし。まあ、それがね、この音読の通常運転ですけどね。基本的に来ないんだよね、人ね。やる意味あんのっていうね、ニーズがあんのっていうことですけど。まあ、こういう勉強を示す、僕が実際どうやってやるかっていうのを示すのは大事かなと思うんで、まあいいですけど。って感じでまあ今日はこの辺にしときます。ちょうど、まあ27分。多分音読してんのは30分じゃねえ、20分ぐらいだと思うけど。だから明日はこの続きの、ちょっと待った。どっかわかんなくなっちゃったよ。これか。Secondly, the advantage which is gained by saving the commonly というところから明日は始めようと思います。って感じで。あとなんかこう今日 BGM をこの動画もこの1個前の動画もつけてやってますけど、どっちがいいっすかっていうのをなんかコメントしてくれると嬉しいです。嫌だったらね、何もない方がいいっつんだったらつけないし、まあ別に何にもコメント来なかったらずっと BGM つけたままでやりますけどね。まあそんな感じで、まあ以上です。今日は夜やんなくていいかな。やりたくなったらやるかもしれないけど、今はやる気ないですね、夜は。また明日か明後日か来てください。来てくださいって言っても今いないんだけどね。さよなら。